When God made heavens and the earth here, He made a special place for pulled pork, boiled pulled pork, which is in the offing for later tonight by the grace of God. And He also made a provision for rice.
Room for what?
Boiled pulled pork and rice. Say that real fast about 3 times. So, hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on April 2nd, Saturday, 2016. Now it's about 1600 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Now you're looking here at the new space where there's going to be a 32-inch Samsung TV here. And then I'm going to have a 6-foot HDMI cable I'm going to run off this computer so I can watch YouTube in the little orifice. Well, it's orifice 2. It's the north. I always call it the north bedroom. And here's this beautiful, 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 beautiful day today. Well, it's still a beautiful day, but now it's very windy and it's starting to rain. But here's the view out the window. Excuse me. Meanwhile, I went out and did it wasn't a major shop, but I had some errands to run. I needed to put, there was a deposit out of this one account I wanted to put in the bank, which I had tried to set up so it would go in automatically anyway, but the guy wouldn't set it up that way, so, sometimes you got to pick the battles you can win or are worth fighting, which ditch do you want to die in? And so about every 5-6 months I put money in that thing out of this other account. Okay, so but before that I went to the post office, and this happened actually twice during this little morning's jaunt. I mailed my taxes, and I like to actually hand them the unstamped envelope and have them put the postage on. The other stuff, that's easy. I had a stack of other stuff, but I just put that in the box off to the side. This guy says, "Do you want any stamps or anything?" And I thought, well, yeah, I would, but what I don't want, I like the ones that you get out of the little kiosk machines, that go in and touch the screen, and if they have things that are reasonable, like American flags, well, that's pretty much all I'll tolerate, actually. I don't like statues of liberty. I don't like cartoon characters. That was what was on offer today, were Peanuts cartoon characters. I didn't want those. Christmas trees. Oh, I'm sorry. Holiday trees. I had those fuckers left over into mid-May the following year. No, and they've got this really dark forever stamp with fireworks and things. I just don't like that, and I find it aesthetically displeasing. And at 49 cents a whack, I want to send out something that at least is aesthetically pleasing to me. So I said, "Oh, no, thanks, no, thanks." So then I went over and I tried the machine, and that's when I found that they had Peanuts cartoon characters. Now, Peanuts is a wonderful strip, and I enjoyed it immensely when I was growing up, and even some of the TV specials. But I don't want to send it out on my mail. Well, such are the exigencies of my life, huh? So then I went down to the bank and made the deposit. Then I went to Wal-Mart, It was about time, too, because we were nearly out of toilet paper. Now, we don't necessarily run through a lot of toilet paper, but toilet paper is one of those things that when you need it, you need it. Now, I've had occasion, you know, much like a bear, to shit in the woods. Or, as the old joke goes, you know, does the Pope shit in the woods? Well, if he were a bear, he would, you know. Ha, 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 ha. Fortunately, I didn't get any poison. Well, I know how to avoid poison ivy and poison oak and poison sumac. I mean, I looked for dried leaves, but you know, it just doesn't do the job. And the second time I had to sort of shit au naturel was when I was working at the airport, and we'd flown up to do one of these little flying farmer, you know, fundraiser things at some guy's farm. It was very nice. It was up by just outside of, it was just northwest of London, Ohio, between London and Columbus. But you know, there weren't even any outdoor toilets. You know, I mean, I don't mind. I like using outdoor toilets. In fact, I've often thought about having one built out here. You know, one of the concrete pit toilets like they've got up in state parks. It's very basic. Reminds you why you're there. You know, you're generally are surrounded by various reading materials and entertainment products. Emollients, things of that nature, and but this place wasn't. So flying back, you know, in the aircraft next, I was actually flying the plane. You know, the flight instructor let me fly the plane back. I wasn't paying for it, so I didn't get any credit for it in my logbook, but I was flying the plane back. Boy, the good thing they've got those big tubular air vents you can pull out of the wing roots and blow around in the aircraft's cabin. That's all I can say on that. My landing was a slick job, but that wasn't the only slick job that was going on with that plane. I hadn't thought about that in years. See what comes marching back when you get going on stuff. So anyway, I was going to show you. Well, I'll show you anyway. I was going to show you, but I didn't show you. I'll show you anyway. I figured out the best configuration of the pillows for my neck. Now, I've just got tremendous cervical arthritis, but this seemed to work pretty well last night. So, you know, I didn't have to immediately run out and take 2 or 3 aspirin and, you know, sit and moan and groan and piss and moan. No, that's a pretty reasonable approach. Plus, you know, should I ever want to start reading, and I don't like to read lying down, but I can, and sometimes I have in the past. I can read in that configuration. By the way, the pork's done, the rice is done, everything's turned off, everything is safe, everything's shut down and covered, and all we have to do is await time to eat. Evening meal time on Saturday. I decided, I mean, if one is going to, one must enjoy one's own house. Now, I hate, and yes, I rarely use the word hate. I think it's an overused word. I think it's a word that encourages more hate and discord in society when people use it. But this time I will sort of violate that little standard, and I will say I hate listening to my computer or TV shows or YouTube videos or any sort of audio-visual material through earphones. Now, I've done so. Sometimes there's no other alternative. And sometimes, you know, to get the little really fine internal things going on in the music, you need to do that, you know, with really good ones, occlusive. You know, like I had a pair of Koss headphones back in the days, you know, back in the late 70s. You know, top of the line stuff. And boy, I was amazed at what I could hear in that as opposed to speakers, because I, at that time, could not afford good speakers. I could afford top of the line Koss if I couldn't afford top of the line speakers. And frankly, you know, I mean, even the time. See, there's so much ambient noise in a city, and you know, of course, obviously out here. I mean, you guys have heard my place. That, in any case, I don't like to listen to stuff on headphones. And in any case, most of the stuff that's going on TV or YouTube, you know, or you know, in top of the line audio quality. Yeah, it's nice quality. Yeah, it's very nice quality. But anyway, enough of that. Anyway, the point being, as in like get to the point, Joe. I want to start watching stuff in this room. To that end, and I got spoiled by that 40-inch Samsung out there in the living room, you know, with the AirPlay, you know, where you can put the computer screen on the TV. And I said, you know, I'm not going to sit in this room and, you know, watch this 15-inch. As wonderful as the Retina screen is on the MacBook Pro, you know, I really want to see a 1080p HDMI, picture on a Samsung TV. So I bought a 32-inch flat screen for this room. It's going to sit on this table that's right where you see the beverages. It'll probably be sitting exactly where the beverages are, as a matter of fact. So I got that. I got Amazon, of course. And then I got thinking, well, you know, I mean, how far away do I want to sit? Well, I mean, I'm not going to do another Apple TV with, you know, the AirPlay stuff. I'm not going to do that. So I bought a 6-foot HDMI cable, which actually it's the same HDMI cable I bought for the Samsung in the living room, well, back room. What do you call that thing? You know, the room off the kitchen, the room where the TV is, and so you know. Then I'll be able to, you know, when I'm not cooking food, where I actually have to actively be out in the kitchen area watching things so that the house doesn't set itself on fire, you know, or I don't set the house on fire. You know, okay, fine. Yeah, so that sort of problem as I perceive it, you know, and it is a problem because if I want, you know, I obviously want to live here and I want to be happy here. And so to do that, I'm going to have to spend some money that seems like foolish money to do that, but it's also nice to kind of keep the peace and, well, not so much keep the peace as to be accommodative in the sense of going the extra mile or even the extra 2 miles. Let those with ears hear. Now, having said that, I had a conversation with a friend recently, and I do consider him a friend. I was going on a bit about my personal life situation, you know, which anybody who's ever watched much of my material here in the last 4 to 5 months knows exactly what I'm talking about. And it just became boring for him. And he basically said, you know, people just don't want to hear that. And he was absolutely right. He was absolutely right. And I absolutely appreciate him saying that. You know, it's boring for people. It is. It's boring for me. It's most boring for me, just to, you know, tell you the truth on that. But I've had so few opportunities, and well, since I've stopped, well, even hell, shit, you know, I had two sort of, you know, three good friends when I was practicing medicine, actively practicing medicine, that I could sort of talk to them about things. The one that just two of them have died. The older one that recently died, you know, most recently, I could talk to him about it. A lot of stuff. You know, the guy fell down the stairs and brained himself. I could talk to him, but and then the fellow that he'll listen, but he just isn't. But Lord knows I've listened to enough of his shit when he was having some problems here about 2 or 3 years ago. 4 years, well, 4 or 5 years ago now. See, I have a very high tolerance for this sort of thing in terms of people imposing on me, and I've been given a massive amount of grief from other people about it, because I know I do. I open myself up for it. But occasionally a time when I'd like to have a little blow-off session and say to. And I was shot down. Well, and that's good. That's good. You know, I mean, suck it up and man up and just deal with it, Joe. Which is what I'm doing today. I'm making my situation as happy as I can possibly have it, given the circumstances. Or at least I'm trying to. I'm going to give it a pass anyway and see what happens. Now, I'll conclude this tale, and you can read between the lines and figure out what I'm talking about. Yesterday, I may have mentioned this in yesterday's video. I offered to, you know, say to Paul, look, I don't want to sit and do taxes anymore. I'll buy you a session at H&R Block or whatever tax joint du jour happens to be, you know, your choice. And no real response. But I looked on the H&R Block website, and there's just tons of selections and appointments available. And I said, you know, look at their website. You can, you know. I got thinking today when I was out running around. Well, you know, he probably has a fair amount of out-of-pocket medical expenses, but it probably won't be more than, even if it goes over the Schedule A 10% limit on the feds, it's not going to be more than his standard deduction on the feds. So that should be that's a no-brainer, you know. And then he's got some qualified dividends from some insurance stock he owns. You know, when this insurance company demutualized, you know, he got some shares of stock. The same thing happened to me, and after a few years, I sold it. You know, when the market was sort of up, and you know, did very adequately. You know, of course, I had to pay capital gains on the entire amount. So I said, it shouldn't be too hard. The federal stuff shouldn't be too hard. You know, there's one long worksheet you have to fill out, but that's no big deal. You know, and I said, and all the numbers in terms of all the medical stuff and the healthcare, medical insurance stuff. By the way, I want to emphasize, medical insurance is not healthcare. I said it should be fairly easy to do. I said, yeah. I said let's just do it. I said, all you need to do is go through your checkbook, write down every amount that you paid to some sort of medical bill, because that's what you paid. And then the W-2s will have all the subsidized, all the amount they took out of your pay for, this toward the medical insurance that they were provided. I said it'll be easy. The state of Ohio handles it a little bit differently, but it's not. I read through it for mine. It's not that odd. I said let's do this. Okay. Well, no, I'm sorry. He didn't say that. Okay, like this. He said, okay. And so I thought, he's going to go make a list, or 40 minutes, an hour or so, hour and a half. We can just do this and do the arithmetic, and fill in the PDF forms, and by 5 o'clock. Admittedly, I wouldn't be able to get this, do this really neat pulled pork because, but still, that job would be done for him. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Well, the apple has been thrown into the water, and there was an opportunity to bob at it. But not even a bob was taken. So now on Monday, tomorrow, I read at this wedding at church at 10:30. So I cut my hair a little bit. You like it? I look here. I'll give you a side view. That's what they're going to get. Because I'm going to tell you right now, as long as I've got any hair at all at the top of my head, I ain't going to go down to one of those burr haircut things again. Look like I'm just getting ready to start chemo or just coming out of chemo. No. I almost thought about developing a mullet just to fuck with people. But no, you never want to rise above people's event horizons, particularly in the age of transportation security. Maybe I'll get a tattoo on my forehead that says snake. That is no. That's not even a joke. Okay, now we're entering into the realm of simpleton. Well, anyway, so you saw I cooked the food. The food is just wonderful, and we're getting ready, 5:36-ish or more to eat the food. This is sad. See, I think it was Sunday already. And, and of course on Monday, they're going to come out and they're going to dig across the driveway again. I don't know. I don't think you're going to put in another drain, although they've got drain pipes out there ready to go. Maybe they are going to put in other drains. They said, we're just going to take out the old drain pipe. Okay. Well, that makes sense given that they filled everything in salt. On the other hand, I got thinking, they did lay, and if you go back through my video material, you'll see where they did lay a yellow field tile-y drain. I think it was yellow or white. Well, anyway, it was a field tile-y type drain, with the slits connecting where it came out of one end of from the driveway down to that, and sort of, made that little thing where it, when the guy did the initial, when the bulldozer with the nifty little GPS things on each angle, went down to the creek. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, I have not called the phone company. I have not called AT&T. I have not tried to get on the website and report this thing because I want to see if Mr. Harris said he was going to have people talk to AT&T about this. So, and really, the rate limiting step's going to be when the guys move do the electric pole work and take out the pole that's already got my transformer and everything running down to my service line and everything. So, meanwhile, in the interim, I'm going to have to go buy a battery for that generator because I don't want to be out another 6 hours. Well, I was able to run the generator, but I waited 4 hours to start it the last time, and so I only ran it for 2 hours. But well, if I have to be out, I have to be out. That's not a big deal. If they do it during the day, and obviously they're going to be doing it during the day. So. Okay, Joe. Well, there we are, I think. Pretty much. Here it stands on the Island of Peace with Joe Kersey. So on that note, I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers. And if you watched this whole thing, thank you for putting up with it. Bye-bye.